The alpine peaks slice into a crystalline blue sky, dusted with a perfect layer of white. Below, an athlete hurtles down a ribbon of ice, a blur of color and steel against the stark landscape. The Winter Olympics are a spectacle of breathtaking beauty, a global pageant of speed, skill, drama, played out on snow and ice. But behind this curated vision of winter perfection lies a hard and complex truth. Hosting the Winter Games is one of the most formidable challenges a city, a region, a nation can undertake. It is a unique trial demanding a rare confluence of geography, climate, and capital. This essay explores the profound difficulties of staging the Games: climate, infrastructure, finance, environmental impact. The story of the modern Winter Olympics is increasingly a story of controversy and consequence. For every moment of televised glory, there are years of contentious planning, colossal spending, and irreversible changes to the natural world. The key terms are no longer just gold medal and world record, but also cost overruns, public debt, environmental degradation, voter referendums. The central question has shifted from who can win the Games to who can afford to host them, and at what price. The pool of willing hosts is shrinking as the dream of Olympic glory collides with debt and disillusionment. The first and most unyielding requirement is something no money can create: a specific climate. The Games depend on cold weather, reliable snowfall, and frozen surfaces. This narrows hosts to a band of northern locations, and as winters warm, the list is shrinking. Beyond cold, the marquee events require serious mountains. Downhill, slalom, snowboard cross need long slopes and major vertical drop. Sliding sports demand a serpentine track down a steep hillside. A host cannot simply be cold. It must sit at the foot of a mountain range. These are fragile ecosystems with steep, unstable slopes. Building roads, ski lifts, and venues on this terrain is difficult, expensive, and intrusive. Engineering on the vertical landscape risks erosion, habitat disruption, and altered water drainage. Exclusivity is baked in, and climate change adds a new layer of long-term risk for any bid. Hosting requires an astonishing construction campaign. World-class alpine ski resorts, downhill, Super G, slalom, giant slalom, plus freestyle and snowboard parks with half-pipes and slope-style courses. A full cross-country stadium and biathlon course with a dedicated range. A mile-long refrigerated sliding track for bobsled, luge, and skeleton, with few uses post-games. Separate arenas for figure skating and short track, at least one for ice hockey, and a 400-meter climate-controlled speed oval, all built to exacting standards. An Olympic village, a temporary town to house and feed thousands. Transport to move hundreds of thousands across a wide mountainous region. New highways, airport expansions, upgraded rail, and vast parking lots cut into sensitive environments. After the flame is out, bobsled tracks and ski jumps struggle for purpose. Some arenas and villages are repurposed, many become underused white elephants. A landscape of concrete and steel built for a 2-week party, and a legacy the community must live with for decades. Financially, the Winter Olympics are a tale of staggering expense and broken budgets. Bid estimates are often optimistic. Reality sets in once the city wins. Specialized venues and harsh terrain, plus an immovable opening ceremony create perfect conditions for overruns. Unforeseen geology, severe weather, and security needs push costs higher. Despite tickets, sponsors, and broadcast revenue, the public purse carries most of the burden. Billions go to roads, rail lines, airports, and the venues themselves. Money is diverted from schools, healthcare, and essential services, fueling political backlash. After the visitors leave, many hosts face long-term debt and maintenance bills for venues few locals use. The IOC earns billions from media and sponsors, and shares a portion, but bears none of the risk. Cost overruns, debt, and long-term upkeep fall on the host city and country, turning the finish line into the start of decades of payments. A striking trend. Fewer democratic nations are willing to bid. The field has thinned, leaving the IOC with limited options. Public opposition derails bids as citizens weigh debt, disruption, and risk. In Switzerland, Germany, Austria, and Sweden, proposed bids fell to referendums. Voters see white elephants and question rosy projections, fearing a winner's curse. Climate uncertainty makes hosting riskier, forcing reliance on artificial snow and threatening event quality. Years of building, congestion, and landscape alteration weigh on local quality of life. Underused venues become symbols of wasted public funds. The result? A potent wave of opposition transforming bids into political flashpoints. The pristine white blanket on TV is often a carefully constructed illusion. As natural snowfall wanes, hosts depend on artificial snow, consuming vast energy and water. Millions of gallons are diverted from rivers and reservoirs, impacting ecosystems and communities, especially in arid regions. To meet competition specs, forests are cleared, slopes regraded, and terrain fundamentally altered. New infrastructure fragments habitats, increases erosion, and pollutes waterways. Legacies linger: slow forest recovery, altered drainage, and industrial scars in valleys. The IOC emphasizes sustainability, yet cleared slopes, massive builds, and guaranteed snow often conflict with preservation. Global spectacle, local impact, deforestation, strained water, commercialization of nature. The environmental cost sits at the center of opposition, a test of the game's social license. The legacy is a spectrum, from resounding success to cautionary failure. Lillehammer 1994 focused on sustainability and modest scale, integrating venues into the community. Facilities became national training hubs with enduring local value. Salt Lake City 2002 leveraged existing infrastructure, efficient organization, strong volunteers, and a legacy fund. Venues still thrive. Sochi 2014 spent over $50 billion. Massive environmentally destructive builds drew corruption allegations and left empty venues. Sarajevo's venues, once celebrated, were ravaged by war, haunting reminders that legacies can be fragile. Where planning aligns with community needs, legacies endure. Elsewhere, they crumble. Success is possible, but it is the exception, not the rule. Faced with fewer bidders and mounting criticism, the IOC moved to reform. Agenda 2020 and the new norm aim to make hosting more flexible, affordable, and sustainable. Use what exists. Build temporary where possible. A break from monument building and white elephants. Shared or regional hosting spreads events to pre-existing facilities, preventing costly specialized builds. Bids must show environmental impact mitigation and long-term venue use aligned with city development. The goal: lighter footprints and durable positive legacies. Critics say reforms don't go far enough. The business model still shifts risk to hosts. Some view sustainability rules as PR while grand projects persist. Paradigm shift or cosmetic tweak to an unsustainable model. The debate continues. The image of grace on ice and courage on snow is powerful and enduring. It speaks to human aspiration against nature's most dramatic theater. Yet to host is to gamble with public money on a fragile mountain environment, with odds stacked against financial victory. Climate, geography, and specialized infrastructure set the Winter Games apart as a uniquely demanding megaproject. From optimistic estimates to decades of debt and upkeep, financial pitfalls abound. Monumental builds in hard terrain fuel a rising tide of public opposition and fewer bidders. Reforms encourage existing venues and shared hosting, but core risks for cities largely remain. Energy-intensive artificial snow, massive water use, and permanent alpine alteration clash with climate consciousness. The games are a product of winter, yet can undermine winter's future. Prestige is immense, but the risk is a legacy of debt, disused structures, and damaged nature.